Our first music guest, Conrad Muller, who now goes by the stage name Tome, has finally realized his dream of becoming a musician at the age of 45. Now, Tome has recently dropped a heartfelt debut single titled Conquer, where he pays tribute to his late brother Daniel, who passed away from cancer in October last year. To take us through his journey in the music industry, as well as a new song that shares a message of hope, Tome joins us now via Zoom. Tome, a very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. Good to have you on the show this morning. Let's start with this song, Conquer. It's a beautiful rendition, isn't it? And why it was so important for you to honor your late brother through it?
Sure. My late brother, when he was diagnosed, he really didn't complain. And that's the one thing that stuck with me throughout that entire experience is my brother never asked, why is this happening to me? You know, why are the dice stacked up against me? And he just got on with what he needed to do. And there was always some hope, even when it was hopeless. And this song just resonated with that experience. And you know, I hope it is seen, like you said in your intro, I hope it is seen as a song of hope.
Yeah. And I understand that Daniel is the one that encouraged you to pursue music, isn't it?
Yes, he was definitely one that would say to me on the odd occasion, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Come on, you should be singing. And yeah, I guess it took me a long time, but eventually I did listen. So thank you for giving my age away. Yeah, at 45, I took the leap and the risk, so here we are.
No, actually, you know, the reason I gave the age away is to give inspiration to so many people who've experienced so many stumbling blocks along the way and experienced so many hurdles, be it financial or, you know, the technicalities of recording an album, that they can do it no matter their age. It may take long, but eventually it will happen. And thank you so much for coming through with regards to that, Conrad. Now, just take us through the making of this song and what it taught you about yourself and the power of hope.
Sure. It taught me that if you believe in yourself and you go for it and you persevere and you actually take the risk, you can overcome your own fears. And you can actually prove to yourself, because to me it was proving to myself, that you can do this. My intention when we recorded Conquer was actually never to commercially release it. It was a personal experiment.
Okay. And
through a very serendipitous connections, it landed up at the right ears, and now I sit on SABC 2 on a Sunday morning and I'm chatting to Sims, and it's like, wow.
Right. Yeah, and I know that in a way this song helped you deal with your brother's death. So how, in what way? How so?
It was an outlet for me. It was a way for me to express. You know, I took all of those emotions, those difficult emotions, and I put it into this. And I expressed my love and my grief through this song. So I hope that comes through when people listen to it.
Indeed.
And I hope that people can connect with it. It's a rough time at this moment in our country and in the world. Times I guess we could all feel it's a bit hopeless, right? And I just genuinely hope that this song is seen as a song of hope.
Sure.
And that we should not give up.
Now, Conrad, let's talk about the processes of producing this song, as well as the people you've worked with to make it all possible.
Yeah. So when I decided in Jan that I wanted to record, I'm very fortunate. I have an old school buddy, and he's quite well known within the music industry, Neil. And I got into contact with Neil, and he listened to my story, and he's like, "Dude, I'm on board. Let's do this." he put me into contact with Lynn and Rob, who played the cello, and they created magic. They just took me on like this is going to happen. We're going to make this song. And yeah, I think even right now, if they're watching, you better be watching, that they're proud of what they've done, and that they can also just appreciate the unbelievable situation that has gotten this far. One thing I'm quite proud of is that this song was not recorded in a studio. It was recorded in Lynn's lounge. And it just goes to show you don't need to spend massive amounts of money to be able to create something. If you've got all the right intentions and your motivations are right, it will come through in what you create. So there's hope for everybody who's trying to get into this industry, because this is a tough industry.
Oh, it certainly is.
It's a very tough industry, and it's a very fickle industry. And if people don't like the sound, it's difficult. So, yeah.
I can imagine putting your everything in this particular project and then people don't like it. I can imagine the kind of pain that causes on that particular artist. Let's talk about your love and your passion for music, as well as the type of artist that you describe yourself as.
Oh, well, music's been part of life since I was knee high, basically. It's always been there. I've always enjoyed singing. I've always enjoyed listening to a variety of genres. I don't just peg one genre and that's what I listen to. So I really do have quite a wide palette of music tastes. How would I describe myself? Crikey. A bit of folk, a bit of rock, which will be coming in future. A bit experimental.
Okay.
I'd like to try new things. Like I said, not just peg myself into one genre.
Yeah.
But probably the place where I'm most comfortable is in this folk sort of indie style music. So,
Okay. And how did the name Tome come about? Or is it Tommy?
No, it's Tome.
It's Tome. Okay.
So a tome is a very big book, or a large book. Normally a school type book or an educational book.
Right.
And yeah, this was a tough one because I didn't want to go out on stage under my name. So I just kind of thought about it and thought, well, if a tome is a big book, I'm starting to write my book of music. And so every new song is a new page in my tome of music. That's how my brain.
Awesome stuff, man. Thank you so much for joining us, Tome. And how do your fans connect with you?
Thank you. I hope so too. Available on all the social platforms, so you can get us on Facebook, you can get me on Instagram. Get in contact.
What are the handles?
Facebook is Tome Creative, and Instagram is tome.creative.
Okay. Tome, all the best, man. Thank you so much for chatting to us this morning.
Thank you for having me on. It's been a real pleasure.
Good stuff. Great stuff. That was our first Sunday morning music guest, Tome, and he's been speaking to us about his debut single, Conquer, where he pays a heartfelt tribute to his late brother, Daniel.
We'll conquer.